I'm here today at the Orlando Torah Center, headed by the wonderful Rabbi Menachem Zev Kramer. The Chavetz Chaim young families have come to set up Orlando as a place of Torah, and it's an honor to come and teach the Transformative Daf here today. Come join me.
If everyone could give your attention for a couple minutes to Rabbi Daniel Friedman, who is in the middle of a series, writing a series of Sfarim. Mosaic Press's email list, or different Judaica stores' email list. You may have seen his books, the Transformative Daf. He would like to tell us a little bit about it for a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Yashikar, Rabbi Kramer. Thank you for the opportunity. Orlando is traditionally a place of fun and pleasure, and now the ultimate tainug, the ultimate pleasure of Torah here in Oasis, in the middle of Florida. I know a lot of New Yorkers are thinking of going south. This is a place to be, Orlando Torah Center. Today we are in Moed Matan. We're on Daf Yud Aleph, page 11. I like to begin with a story. A familiar classic story. Rabbi Akiva is teaching Torah during the time of the Roman occupation, and people say, "What are you doing? It's dangerous." And he says, "Well, let me give you a mashal. Let me give you a parable. There was a fox that stood by the side of the water and said to the fish, 'It's dangerous for you to be here. The fishermen are going to catch you. How about you come on dry land?' And the fish say, 'That's ridiculous. If we do that, we will automatically die.'" Says Rabbi Akiva, the same way too, a Jew without Torah is like a fish out of water. Let's look at today's Gemara. Amar Rav said, "Amar li Ada Tzayada, Ada the fisherman said to me, Kvara samach lemisrachei mali." A fish, when it's close to spoiling, is at its best. V'amar Rav also said, "Amar li Ada Tzayada, Ada the fisherman also said to me, Kvara tavya ba'achua." What you should do with the fish is first make it simmer in its brother. Asoka ba'avua, you should place it in its father. Mechle b'vrei, eat it in its son. Mishte le'avua, and drink it with its father. Now, the Mefarshim, the classic commentators, tell us that this refers to the different types of things that are close to fish. So, its father is fish are in water. So, place it in water. When it comes to soaking it, to broiling it, you put it in its brother. What's its brother? Salt that comes from the sea. When it comes to then serving it, you serve it in its son. Its son is brine. And then it says also drink it with its father, which is water. We'll see what that means in just a moment. Ada the fisherman also said to me, when you eat fish, cress, and milk, you should have it when it's in your body and not in bed. Strange expression. Let's see in a moment. The fourth thing that the Ada the fisherman said to me is maya, fish, cress, and milk. Maya v'lo shikra, better with water rather than beer. Shikra v'lo chamra, beer rather than wine. I'm going to explain this Gemara based on the Ben Ish Chai and based on also Rabbi Hanoch Gevhard. So there are four teachings here that Rav says in the name of this fisherman. The first one we had is that it's better to have fish just before it spoils. All too often in today's world, we feel that we need to give some answer immediately. We live in a Twitter world, we live in a social media world, we all have to have an opinion on something. No, says Rav. You need to let things wait. Even if it seems like it's almost going to be too late, it's almost going to be spoiled, you have to think about things before you respond to them. That's the way of Torah. The second teaching, he says, is that we have various levels of, we're familiar with the classic adage, I've learned a lot from my teachers, I've learned more from my chaverim, and mostly from my students. So we have this fish that, first of all, is in the water that we learn from our teachers, but the way that it really broils is when it's with our brother. We have to have a chavrusa. Here we are at the Orlando Torah Center with many opportunities for chavrusas. That's the way you really learn your Torah. You learn it, and then you have to let it broil by having that one-on-one with a chavrusa. Then you teach it, you've got that brine, but even still, he says it's still better to have water there. You never stop having a Rebbe, you never stop having a Torah teacher, no matter where you're up to in life. The third thing we have is that one has the fish in one's body, but not in one's bed. You have to review your Torah before you go to bed. Review it, only then are you ready to retire for the day. And fourthly, he says that it's better to have the fish with the water better than beer, beer better than wine. All too often in today's day and age, we think that we can jump right into the deep end. Right? You've got places that are teaching Kabbalah, and we think, well, we're all esoteric, we're all able to learn the deepest concepts. No, it's a progression. Right? First of all, we need to learn the basics, and then once we get past the basics, we get to yayin is, we know, is the same gematria, the same numerical value as sod, as secret. There are parts of the Torah that we can get to at the right time. So just to review, 4 things, he says. Number 1, take your time, don't respond impetuously. Number 2, no matter how much you know, you need a Torah teacher. Number 3, review constantly. And number 4, learn Rashi before Kabbalah. Thank you so much for having me here today. Wishing you all a transformative day.